Christians, as some of you people, you can murder in northern Nigeria without consequences, Bishop Kuka laments. Christians are being denied lands to build churches, and it is not seen as a problem. The Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Most Reverend Matthew Kuka, has decried the unjust treatment of Christian faith in Nigeria with the unimaginable persecution of Christians in the north. Kuka spoke on Friday in Lagos virtually at the Silver Jubilee anniversary of the Order of the Knight of St. Mulumba, Nigeria, a co-subordinate council. If you look at our country, Nigeria, the issue is that in northern Nigeria, Christians constitute some of the groups that you can murder without consequences. You can ask yourself, has anybody ever been charged for burning churches or for destroying Christian properties? He questioned. The perpetrators are allowed to move freely without facing any judgment. With the themed Christian martyrdom in Nigeria, a building block or a stumbling block to salvation or patriotism, he lamented that despite all the atrocities committed against Christians in the northern Nigeria, not a single individual has been charged to court for the incident. A pastor was slaughtered openly in Adamawa. Priests were murdered in Benue. Priests has been murdered in Kaduna. It seems as if murdering Christians is the only thing the world can do without consequences. That means that if you are as serious as Christians, Catholics, what happens to the church in Ukwere? What happens to the church in Sokoto? What happens to the church in Onitsha? What happens to the church everywhere in this country should affect us. Tragically, Christianity has become largely subordinate to ethnicity. Many people today still have a caliphate mentality that those who are not part of us must be against us. And this is the fate of Christians and Christianity in many parts of northern Nigeria today, where Christianity is being tolerated. Christians are being denied lands to build churches, and it is not seen as a problem. In a place like Kenya, I have a problem of that nature right now as we talk, he said, quoted by Vanguard. He maintained that whether people listened or not, the gospel must be preached. We must preach the gospel, welcome or unwelcome. Preaching the gospel has no political and ethnic boundaries. It is not about friendship. If it is about friendship, Jesus would have said to Peter, "Get behind me," when we were. Jesus would have not said to Peter, "Get behind me," when we are confronted. Martyrdom is not just about being murdered because of the cost. In the end, you are murdered for speaking the truth. I remember in the days of Abacha, many times people used to say on me, "Oh, Bishop, if you don't keep quiet, you'll be murdered for nothing." I am saying so because we now need to come to terms with the essence that every day of our lives as Christians, we are challenged to martyrdom. Martyrdom because a sword is dangling before us. Martyrdom because we have a country, we have a society, we have a world that is so morally broken that every day the whole question of what is right and what is wrong has been circumscribed by the circumstances in which we find ourselves. When martyrdom comes to us, we embrace it, we are not in retreat. The challenge, therefore, is for us to come to terms with these realities and how they can be addressed. Here in Sokoto, for example, I've lost a seminarian, I have lost a priest. My priests have been kidnapped not once, not twice. But my immediate reaction is that in all of this, we are only inspired. People look at me and they say to me, "Why are you going back to Sokoto?" I remember when Deborah was murdered. I was out of Sokoto. People were saying to me, "How are you going to go back to Sokoto? When my seminarian, how are you going back to Sokoto?" When my seminarian, my priest, was kidnapped and released last month, people asked if I was still going to go back to Sokoto. Well, whether I like it or not, some people, we don't even know what we have in this country. But God know, I no go lie. Every day of my life, I am grateful that I am not a northerner. Super duper grateful. No, this is not me here. I'm not coming out to say, "Oh, that place is disgusting," but it is the kind of the mentality down there. To me, I don't see it just as Christianity. I see it as generation will continue to the brainwash generation. People will bring this mentality out. But then they call religion. This thing not just mentality. Those people don't die. But yet, the people keep still transferring this so-called mentality from generation to generation to generation to generation in this age and time. Get some things will be saying you're not even supposed to hear, but in this age and time, you hear am. Why? Why? Like I said, to me, this is far beyond Christianity. This is far, far beyond. There are some things that you hear and you're like, what the heck? You cannot even imagine of a term. And yes, Christianity in the North is under attack. It is not until they start slicing everybody they see, or you start seeing gory sites or graphic images online, that you're going to accept. This thing has been going on for quite a long while. If you come outside, you talk the one way to concern you. If you're somebody they can touch, you don't get any backing. My sister, they will go for you. And nothing will happen. And it is not good. That is why Gowon will continue to bury his face in shame, because the satanic project he fought for really happened to him. The merciless looting of the economy, hunger, and protest has vindicated the Biafra. We're not talking about Biafra now. But me, I'm just saying, imagine make people day. What is keeping them today? What is keeping them from moving forward? Not just this thing, make I tell you. What is keeping them from moving forward? Not just their mentality. Nothing else. Remove that mentality from Northerners and you see that they are very good people. They are human beings, just that their mentality they met and the mentality that you have been foisted on them is so whack. Somebody is saying this is hate speech and he must be arrested and prosecuted for such statements. Go arrest them now. It is very pathetic indeed, and Muslims are not treated that way in the South. That is why Rufai could get away with his genocidal attack on Kaduna South that are majorly Christians without consequence, but their names are numbered and they will not escape God's judgment. Some Christians from the South need to hear this unreliable message like this to condemn the North without verifying the message. As a matter of fact, we live with many Christians peacefully. We are not saying it's everywhere in the North. But the thing is, my own is, I'm not even looking at it from that religion aspect. I'm looking at it from a broader aspect. You are not welcome to some things. You believe, just like the statement he said, you believe if you're not for us, you're against us. No. That I don't believe in your ideology does not mean I'm against you. Me, I just want to be on my own, in my corner, doing my thing. No hate, nothing. We greet normal. Everybody go your own way. But no. Immediately I'm saying I'm not a Christian. I'm saying that, I'm not a Muslim. I'm saying, you understand? Immediately, I'm not dressing the way you dress. I'm not talking the way you talk. I'm not doing things. You perceive me immediately as an enemy. That is where I'm coming from. All right, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.